Hey y'all, it's your girl Dreas.
What's good, y'all? This is Nadia.
They call me AB, or Always Beautiful.
And welcome to the BWR podcast.
Talk. We question. We break it down. Not everything is fact. Think for yourself. All things are alleged and for entertainment and research purposes only. Yes, sir. You're locked in right now, where the conversation is real, the takes are bold, and nothing is off limits. Now listen. If you came for surface level, you're in the wrong place. But if you're ready for unfiltered conversations about relationships, life, culture, and the things people think but don't say out loud, you're exactly where you need to be. Turn it up and don't touch that dial. Welcome to Voices with Relativity. Turn it up, don't touch that dial. You're now rocking with AB on Voices with Relativity. And it's time for Relative Roll Call, where the family gets real and the truth gets uncomfortable. This week got messy, and not just social media messy, real life consequences messy. We're seeing headlines about love turning toxic, situations escalating, and now people facing serious charges. From the David murder arrest to Ashley Janae's situation, there's one question that keeps coming up for me. At what point does love turn into control and control turn dangerous? Relatives, ladies, I have a question. Are people overlooking red flags because they're emotionally invested or because they don't want to start over?
I think people are ignoring red flags for likes and content. How many couples have we seen where now they're either deceased, in jail for some type of scamming or fraud or all these, and they did it all for what? For social media likes, for promotion, to be influencers. I think a lot of people right now are ignoring red flags to be these amazing influencers, or they're with people that are these influencers and they don't want to lose that lifestyle.
I agree with you. That's like when people end up on the Real Housewives. The couples, most of them always tend to break up. They want the glitz and the glam of the actual media and the fame behind it, but it turns out to destroy their relationships. So I agree with exactly what you're saying.
I feel most people ignore red flags because sometimes they feel like they don't want to lose that person for either the fact that they want to show that person off like a trophy. They want to prove to other people that told you this relationship would still work out. They even go as far as having children and getting married just to prove a point. They will ignore the red flags because the intimacy between them when they are being intimate is top tier to them. You know what I'm saying? So now they stay there, ignoring the red flags. Also, if the person is a money provider, there's many different reasons that I feel like these people stick and ignore the red flags. And it's ridiculous because they may even know that their life is in danger, but they'll still choose to stay there for whatever their personal reason is.
Like Stockholm syndrome, or it can be, like you said, financial. It could be, I don't want to be out on the street, so I have to stay and I have to endure this. I have nowhere to go. I have no support. So you do have people in those type of relationships.
A Stockholm syndrome would be more for like someone who's stuck in a relationship with a narcissist. Now you've been in this relationship and mentally abused, and what they do is isolate you. So that's a different situation than when someone is just ignoring red flags. You're not ignoring red flags in your narcissistic relationship once you've been in it and it's this toxic craziness that's going on. That's a totally different mindset. So
That
yeah, go ahead.
toxic loyalty. It's like when you're standing by your partner, but you really standing in your own downfall. Touching on what Drea said, exactly, that social media is showing the couple's goals, but behind those closed doors, is it really survival mode?
I think it's status mode. They need to stay at a certain status. They can't say, oh, this didn't work out. Oh, we don't have. Oh, we have to. It's, oh, no, we're spending thousands on Gucci and Versace. We got Versace plates. We got Versace robes. But you don't know, half of them either scamming for them robes and plates. They getting their asses beat to eat off them robes and plates. There's so much that's coming to the light that people are sacrificing for a like and a view, and to say they're influencers and they're living these grandiose lifestyles when you can just really just be regular and cool with life.
Mhm.
What I'm not doing is thanking all 8,000 of my followers as he's punching out my left eye socket. Are you cool? I did this for Versace, bitch.
Mhm.
Are you cool? Girl, go give me the good paper plates in my own good place with my good clean piece, and I don't have to sit here and tolerate nothing that I ain't got to. So y'all won't sit here and be enamored with a lifestyle that I and or can't keep up or getting my ass beat to keep up. Is y'all
Right, because if you think about it, girl, you always end up finding out that they were scammers or they did something. That's why I be cracking up. The truth always comes to the light at the end of the day. They can't keep up that stuff for the longest. It always end up coming out.
When it comes to this Ashley Janae, I'm not gonna hold y'all. If this man truly did this, I don't think it would be the first time that he put his hands on her. I think, in my opinion, allegedly, he put hands on her this time and it went too far.
So
Allegedly, in my opinion.
So this leads to my next questions then. Why are disagreements turning extreme? Is it ego? Is it pride? Or lack of emotional control?
All the above.
Emotional control sucks with people. I don't know what it is. People don't know how to honestly control their emotions. It's crazy. There's so many people who will claim, "Oh, I'm emotionally mature," and then later on, you will find out this person done slaughtered their whole family. And you've been listening to these people on influencers who've been showing people that they know how to do this and they know how to do that, and then what? They murdered their wife and children. This is insane. What? They suck. Emotional control is not a real thing in this world anymore. Mm-mm.
It's like ego and pride. Ego, pride. It's like I have to be in control. I have to do this. I have to do that. What you doing? I don't want you around these people. Oh, you moving on without me? No, I have to have you. I need you. I want you. We're gonna do this together. Oh, you think you're gonna do it apart from me? No, I'm gonna keep you here. I'm gonna do everything and anything to stop you from doing what you need to do because I want you. You can't get better than me. I don't want you to be better than me. I want to do all of this extra shit.
Yes, yes. Now, relatives, I have another question, and to the ladies. Where does the accountability come in? Or is it really just about the influence, who you influence and with what they see? Do the people around you, friends, family, have a responsibility to step in when things look off?
I don't think that it's that they have a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I think that if they do see that something is wrong and going off, then they should definitely step in because it's someone you care about, someone you love. I just watched a video on TikTok where this woman was saying that in this generation, a lot of people are not teaching their children that they need to be there for one another, have each other's backs. It's not something that's there for real anymore. People will write off their siblings like nothing and treat them like they regular people in the streets and sometimes fight them like regular peoples in the streets. But it, I hear people talk about their own cousins like, "Well, that's that side of the family." And you just like, oh, okay.
Girl, if I get into it or something happen, I'm gonna need my family to jump in. I don't care if I look distressed, if I look crazy, because I normally tap into my mother and my grandmother all the time. So if something's wrong with me, I'm gonna need my family to say, "Girl, what's wrong? You ain't saying nothing. You ain't did nothing." Because it's a pattern and routine with me. I talk to my family all the time. I let them know what's going on, how I'm feeling. They know if my mood and attitude is changing because that's the type of support system I have.
I agree with all of you and your sentiments, but I also believe it can only be to a certain extent with family because you are an adult. Let's be clear. And it also comes a point in time where family can only step in so much. And how often do people actually go back and so on and so forth? Because sometimes family hops in and then the family catches the backlash because now y'all back together and you wonder why the whole family looking at him crazy at Thanksgiving dinner.
Right. I totally agree with that. Now, relatives, I need you to check in and be honest. Okay. Ladies, you too. Do people ignore danger signs or do they just think it won't happen to them? And have you ever stayed too long in something you knew wasn't right?
I think everybody has ignored danger signs to a certain extent. And I think everyone at some point in their life in a relationship has stayed past the expiration date.
I know I have. I wish I knew the signs earlier, or I did know the signs and I ignored the signs, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe this will change. Maybe this will be better. And sometimes I've seen the signs and I prayed on them. it just didn't go the way that I wanted it to go or how I prayed. It doesn't mean that the Lord didn't help me, but it can also mean that it just was my time to move on.
I think people always think it will never happen to them, which is why they be shocked when it happens to them. So many people are just like, girl, that could never be me, or that would never be me, or I got people, so it would never. And then when that situation happened and it evers, you like, what? Yeah. So I definitely feel like people just think that it could never happen to them.
Because one thing about it, every situation doesn't end in a lesson. Some end in loss. So the real question is, relatives, are you paying attention early or explaining things too late? Thank y'all for coming through to Relative Roll Call with the VWR podcast. Make sure you follow us on all platforms. Our Instagram is at VWR podcast, and click on our link tree to learn more about us. Welcome back to Voices with Relativity. We have hot tea and cold logic with your girl Dreas. What's going on, Dreas?
Hey, it's your girl Dreas, and welcome back to another segment of Hot Tea and Cold Logic, where petty meets perspective. We're going to dive right in for y'all because we have some topics today that are just too hot, and we also need to understand the logic of it. Our first topic, the D for David case regarding Celeste Rivas Hernandez. As most of you know, a lot of updates have been coming out recently, so we just want to dive into what the facts are versus the suspicions and tea. Now, if you guys remember, this case did not start out in the courts. It actually started online and people started talking about it and it just went everywhere. Well, now things are getting serious because the family of Celeste Rivas has finally spoken out publicly. And their message was simple, but it was heavy. And it's basically stated, we miss her deeply. All we want is justice for Celeste. They described her as a 14-year-old who loved to sing and dance. Friday night movie nights with her family were some of the best, and she was someone that was deeply loved. There was no media spin, no extras. It was just grief. Meanwhile, D for David, also known as David Anthony Burke by his legal name, has now been arrested. He's been charged with multiple counts of murder and has pled not guilty via his lawyer. So none of us are lost in translation. I'm going to run down a clean timeline because a lot happened within this time for this case. Early 2024, Celeste Rivas Hernandez was reported missing multiple times. February 15th, March 19th, and April 5th. She was reportedly last seen near Lake Elsinore, California. Now, again in early 2024, Rivas appears in a Twitch live stream with E for David. Now, going forward in May of 2024, her last known contact between Rivas and her family was around then. April 23rd of 2025, Celeste Rivas was last reportedly seen at Burke's home, and this became the starting point of the case. Now, April through August of 2025, I'm going to call this the silence phase. Basically, nothing was confirmed as far as sightings for her. The public knew very little, but behind the scenes, interviews were being done, digital tracking, and evidence gathering. And this is where the real case was being built. It was just quiet. Now, the big break comes on August 27th of 2025 when there was a Tesla that was flagged and as abandoned and put in the impound, and that Tesla was linked to Burke, aka D for David. Then, September 8th of 2025, her remains were discovered in the front trunk and then later identified as Celeste. And this shifted everything from a missing person case to a homicide investigation. Then, in 2025 of September through early 2026, this was more of the case building phase, I like to call it, relatives. The home searches were conducted, devices were seized, and a grand jury began reviewing evidence in November of that 2025, which basically translated to the prosecutors were building something serious. Now, remember, from September 2025 through early 2026 of the case building process has now led us to the February 2026, which basically I'm going to call this target confirmed. Burke was officially named as a grand jury target. That's when the internet went ablaze. Now, April 16th of 2026, this is when things really got real. An arrest was made in the case. And Burke was taken into custody and held without bail. Now, this, of course, was a major public turning point because finally, actual charges were brought. He was charged with first-degree murder, lying in wait, murder for financial gain, and murder of a witness. Now, listen, y'all, let's be real. People only show up at the arrest and they think they know the whole story. But the real story is this happened in the months nobody was watching. Evidence was being built, interviews were happening, and timelines were definitely being reconstructed. Now, very new and disturbing evidence that was revealed. The prosecutor said that D for David, aka David Anthony Burke, had a significant amount of child ex abuse material on his phone slash iCloud. This is now being tied into the broader case and narrative for the motive. This is super huge because it supports the prosecution claims that the case involves sexual abuse and silencing of a witness. Now, the next layer, the cause of death was officially confirmed. It says that the victim, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, 14, died from multiple penetrating stab injuries. The reports confirm severe mutilation and dismemberment after death. Now, understand, this moves the case from speculation to confirmed homicide, y'all. This is now confirmed. This isn't just, oh, I think, I thought, I might know. This is no actual factual. Now, understand, the prosecutor's theory is getting clearer and clearer, y'all. They're alleging he had a sexual relationship with her starting at the age of 13 years old for her. It says that she was potentially a witness in a case against him, and he killed her to protect his career and avoid exposure. Now, understand, the evidence dump is coming, y'all. His legal team is pushing for prosecutors to release all evidence publicly ASAP. And a major court hearing is expected to where digital evidence, forensics, timeline proof will be revealed. So this could be the moment the case fully breaks open publicly and we are no longer assuming we will have facts. Now, so far I've ran this timeline down to y'all. Before I get into the cold logic of all of this, I want to give a shout out to my girl Joni because we were having a discussion about this and Joni said from jump that man did it. She was standing on 10 and was not wavering, and she was adamant about him doing this. So shout out to Joni, girl, because you was on it from the jump. Relatives and ladies, chime in on what y'all think because this right here is heavy.
Drea, so much for giving us that breakdown because that timeline was crazy. What I do want to say is he's actually been given his just due process. Meaning they didn't arrest him early. He was able to be out on tour. He still held his record deal and the support of the label up until just recently. So it looks a little different for me because I would have expected him to be immediately dropped from the label, immediately charged or arrested. But I'm seeing something a little different here. I can't wait till the story unfolds because I bet you was some things behind it.
But it was an age gap.
Right, but Nadia, I know where you're going with this because if I'm not mistaken, she was like in her teens and then her birthday was when something happened during that process.
Right, when I seen them, I thought that they were a couple. They were on live a few times. I didn't know she was so young, allegedly. And then he also made a video about alleged killing somebody.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's seen that video?
Not at all. His concerts, didn't he have like coffins and wasn't that part of
Bloody
his merch?
shirts
Bloody
and stuff.
shirts, yeah.
It was just so insane. What's crazy is that I used to listen to these songs and did not think for one moment when this song came out, I didn't know his name. So when I heard the story that happened and then I hear the David and I'm like, I don't know who that is. Then there was a TikTok that was like, those of you who are asking who is this David fellow, if you know this song. And when they started playing it, song, I was like, oh my God, I used to love this song. What in the world? And then I realized that I knew more about this person than I thought I did. Like, what?
The song is called Romantic Homicide.
I didn't know him. I have had no idea who
Didn't
he
know
was.
who he was either. That's how come I found out who he was because of TikTok.
However, we all found out about him. We now know his name because it's in a court case. It's murder, allegedly. Back to Nadi's question. She was 14 years old the time the murder investigation broke.
Wow. So when I listen to like his music and stuff, like it's giving sad knives and blood and all of this extra stuff. So what type of hidden message is in those lyrics, allegedly? And since everything had came out how it came out, it took them a long time to even charge him.
Right, but that's where I go back to saying I feel they've been doing their just due. They didn't want to prematurely arrest or charge him because they were building their evidence against him is what it seems like.
To see these things unfold and come is a very interesting dynamic to me. But I want to break down the cold logic of everything I laid out for this D for David and Celeste Rivas case. Now, let's separate feelings from facts, y'all. One, a charge is not a conviction. Prosecution is theory plus evidence. Defense is there to create the doubt, and the court is to decide whether he's guilty or not guilty, not the internet. Second of all, these charges are strategic. This isn't being framed as emotional. This is being framed as planned, intentional, and purpose driven. And that's why the charges are so serious with this case. Third of all, the timeline matters a lot. April, disappearance, September, discovery, months later, an arrest. Now, that gap raises all of these questions, possible cover up questions, evidence challenges, but also this allowed time to build a stronger case. The fourth part of this is evidence may not be as simple as we think it is, even though we're starting to see more. Authorities are already saying that there was evidence degradation and the cause of death was she was stabbed. Now, this translates to digital trails, circumstantial evidence, and witness testimonies, and that is what may carry the case, y'all. Now, to add on to that, the family is now speaking out and it's very intentional. They stayed quiet a lot during the investigation, but now they're speaking. Now that things are becoming more clear and apparent and there's solid evidence. What this usually means is that the case is moving forward publicly and the trial's phase is coming, but their biggest focus is justice, not attention. And the things that were added as of late have blown my mind. It's shaping into a multi-layered case of murder, sexual abuse of a minor, possible witness silencing, and digital evidence, which is hard to dispute. That combination means it's extremely serious for the prosecution's position. Now, the digital evidence, it changes everything. The physical case can be argued, but cloud data, messages, and files equals receipts, okay? Also, what we need to understand is timeline matters more than ever. She was last seen in April of 2025. Her body was found in April 2025 in his Tesla, and now his arrest happens in April of 2026. Understand that that delay is why prosecutions like to build a heavy case full of evidence and they don't base it off assumption. It's evidence-based case before the charging. They didn't just go in there like AB said and said, "You're guilty because we assume so." No, they went and got the evidence and built their case. Now, the defense strategy is pleading not guilty, and his lawyers are confident that the evidence will clear him and pushing transparency fast. That translates to they either believe the case is weak or they're trying to control the narrative early, which I'm going to tell y'all right now. He going to need to control something because it seems like he couldn't allegedly control his temper before something happened to that little girl, and may she rest in peace and get the justice that she is due. Now, our next topic, the backlash of interracial dating. Listen, in 2026, interracial dating is still causing debates. I don't know how many of y'all are online actually looking at these things, but what I can tell you is that viral couples on platforms like TikTok and Instagram are getting flooded with comments. People are beginning to question motives. Is this fetishizing or is this real genuine love? And the big thing of it is dating outside your race narratives and accusations of self-hate or betraying your culture. And depending on who's dating who, the reaction changes. I know a lot of couples that are in interracial relationships and they get love is love and they love it. They get all this praise. And then there's others that get dragged to the gods for their relationship, especially when Black women date outside their race, when Black men date outside their races, or when one partner is perceived as only dating a certain race. So now it's not just dating. What we are seeing is a public debate about identity, loyalty, and preference. So, ladies and relatives, what are some of your thoughts right now around the topic of interracial dating?
I mean, love is love, right? And I believe that wholeheartedly. So whether I'm dating someone out of my race or in my race, as long as there is love, there is respect, there is elevation, then for me, it doesn't matter. But as far as it being this huge debate now or coming up as this viral thing, I guess I'm just not getting it. Ladies, help me out.
Okay, so my issue is this. Love is love, but I hate when it comes to men and women bashing their race just to praise the other race. That's my issue. So just because you're with a white woman does not mean that you have to bash a black woman. Just because you're with a white man does not mean you have to bash a black man. I feel like you can love that partner and keep it pushing, but just to keep saying that I'm only with this person because I can't stand these black women, or oh, I'm only with this person because I can't stand these black men. That's a problem to me.
I definitely agree with that too. That is a big problem for me. When I hear stuff like that, it makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me look at the person who's talking like, do you not love yourself? Do you not love your mother? Do you not love the women in your family? Do you not love the men in your family? What's really going on? Especially me, I like to call myself the universe because I'm a melting pot of everything. When I hear people sit here and bash their own, it irritates my soul. Because if you like something else and that's your preference, okay. But that doesn't mean that you have to sit here and now belittle. Because now I feel like what you're doing is you trying to be a pick me. You're trying to show the other race that, oh, I only choose you, wonderful one. That's how I feel. I feel at this point you're willing to sacrifice yourself and your own just to make others from another race feel like you should be picked. It's ridiculous.
Could it be that people just want those viral moments? So they're going to say these salacious things to get a response so they can be viral because this is a thing, right? Is this not what's happening?
And that's such a dangerous thing to do, especially in this day and age when people can just dox you and things can go to the left in an unexpected turn that your tail did not think was going to happen just for this viral moment.
I'm saying, or people utilizing death as content to basically prove a point. Say if a black woman finds a white man and she falls in love with him, then something happens. These incels will utilize that and say, see, this is what happens when you black women go with these white men. You end up dead too. So it's not only black men offing you, white men is too. Those type of
I
stuff.
totally get where all of y'all are coming from. But the cold logic of why this keeps happening. This backlash isn't about just who likes who. It's actually deeper than that. I think one, it's the history, and that's where people need to admit things and they don't want to admit them. Interracial relationships have a long history tied to power, inequality, and social tension. So when people react today, they're not always reacting to the person itself, they're reacting to what it actually represents to them. I think the second layer is preference versus pattern. So I'm open to all races is a preference, but I only date this one race equals a pattern. And that's when people start side eyeing motives. Is it actually attraction or is it internal bias? I think the next layer that we have to deal when it comes to interracial dating is social media has made relationships very, very public property. So back in the day, you dated who you dated. It was kind of like, oh my gosh, you're dating whoopty whoop. That is so great. Now, good luck. Okay. Because post one couple picture and all of a sudden, I'm telling you, everybody's a relationship expert of what y'all going through. Everybody becomes a cultural critic. Everybody's projecting their own trauma. And then you're just sitting there like, but all I did was post a video on my boo saying, hey, happy Saturday. Now y'all are relationship gurus, investigators, and some more stuff. The next layer to that layered situation is people confuse personal choice with community impact. See, some folks feel like who you date reflects how you see your own people. Others feel like who I date is nobody's business. And that's where the clash is, right there. That is the real argument. So if we want to be honest with ourselves, some of y'all are not mad about interracial dating. Let's talk about it. What you're mad about is the patterns you keep seeing, and some of y'all calling it love is love, but ignoring when it's clearly preference rooted in bias. Okay? And both those things can exist at the same time. So for me, love might be personal, but perception that is very public. And once you post it online, y'all, it's no longer just your relationship. It's a conversation. Which leads me to my next topic, y'all, and this is the hot and viral tea. Okay, this is something that everybody is talking about. And this is one of those moments where it's not your relationship anymore. It's a conversation. And we're going to touch on Ashley Janae and what's been circulating. Now, what I'm going to do for y'all is break down a quick timeline. So, again, nobody's lost and we're all on the same page. Relatives, ladies, y'all ready for this? Y'all still there? Have y'all heard about this story? Chime in with me real quick.
Yes, this has been a
Yes.
very hot topic. Very
Mhm.
sad, but very hot.
Very
Let's get
sad.
it.
I feel so bad for her. She was a beautiful woman.
I will agree with you. This is a very sad thing. So we're going to start with the timeline. And y'all, this is a quick timeline because this all just literally happened in April of 2026. And this is how quickly this unfolded. So Ashley Janae on April 3rd post her and her boyfriend basically arrive in Tanzania for vacation. Now, on the 4th of April 2026, Ashley's boyfriend proposes to her, making him her fiance now. So as of the 4th, they are now engaged and they are now in fiancéship, right? So April 5th, they're celebrating Ashley's birthday. April 6th, the couple relocate to a different hotel on the island off the coast of Zanzibar. So they, it's just like, hey, we're about to go to the other part. We're about to be in Zanzibar doing our Zanzibarian get down. But then something went a little awry. On April 8th of 2026, it's alleged that an altercation occurs between the couple, leading to a noise complaint from a neighboring room, which was room 24. So the hotel staff separates the two, Ashley Janae and her fiance, moving the fiance to room 65. So later that day, on April 8th, a hotel attendant finds Ashley searching for a phone charger, provides her one, and is asked to return in 15 minutes. They're like, okay, cool. Now, on April 8th, that night, upon returning, the attendants find the room dark and locked. And entering with the spare key, they find Ashley fell from a suspended position. Literally, that's what it says. Fell from a suspended position. Now, mind you, the aftermath of this is that Ashley dies with reports citing cerebral hypoxia, and her fiance was detained, and this case is under investigation. I would like to note, I believe from what I have heard online, so I'm going to say alleged, she called her mother within that time to let her know that an argument had happened and been separated. And we know this because the parents have been on different outlets stating that Ashley did inform her mother that something did, and they're in separate rooms. Now, here's where things are going to start unfolding. The name Ashley Janae starts gaining traction online because of viral clips, commentary posts, and reaction videos. And that's when allegations and accusations tied to personal relationships, lifestyles, or behavior started to pop up. People were digging into past content, her history, and her connections. Basically, y'all, everybody became social media detectives, piecing together narratives, and let's be clear, often without full context. Now, the situation has escalated because multiple creators began speaking on it at once. They were bringing awareness like, no, girl, you are going to get your due just in this. No matter what happened, we about to find out. Let's go get our magnifying glass. Let's go get our highlighters, case files. We need binoculars. Because one thing y'all know, the CIA ain't got nothing on a woman with a plan. Now, with this were clips that were reposted and were kind of out of context. We know how the internet can be, y'all, and more opinions started being presented as facts. And the algorithm pushed the drama hard. TikTok, IG, YouTube, Me Too, My Too, Patreon, Skatreon. Everybody has some opinion everywhere about this. So, ladies, before I get into cold logic of what's going on with this case, what are some of y'all thoughts of what y'all hear so far?
Where are the cameras?
Not only that, it was so weird. Her fiance said that the hotel staff found out, and the hotel staff allegedly is saying the fiance is the one that found her. So I'm really trying to figure out what's going on. Something seems very fishy. Now, alleged, y'all, I'm gonna keep it real. They're saying that allegedly he owed a lot of money and he a scammer, and possibly she could be, collateral damage.
Are you saying
And
this some mafiosa type stuff?
I guess so, girl.
Alle-
Allegedly. I'm just saying my good girl, Ashley Janae, was having a good time for her birthday. And all of a sudden she got with her fiance. They go see The Lion King, Rafiki, Timon and Pumbaa, and they having a good time on the Instagram. Then all of a sudden, I'm hearing alleged that the hotel had to separate the couple. So What happened in between where they had to be separated at the hotel? So hopefully they get some answers because this is thick and it's sad. It saddens me.
Absolutely. Somebody in that next room heard exactly what was going on, which prompted them to call hotel security and get some help. I don't know if they was calling for help for him or for help for her, but they felt it in their spirit to call somebody to get some help. So somebody knows something. All this tight-lippedness about it, don't nobody know what's going on. I just can't go for that. I'm praying that her family gets the answers that they deserve. And I pray that Ashley is able to rest in peace.
Listen, I totally agree because the cold logic is this is a social media narrative and not a confirmed case yet. And although I know how we feel personally, we need to deal in fact of what is happening right now. There is no widely confirmed legal case, official charges, or real structured timeline like of what's actually going on, y'all. And virality does not equal credibility. Just because it's trending, people are talking about it, and there are quote unquote receipts does not mean it's accurate, does not mean it's complete, and it doesn't mean it's unbiased. People are filling in gaps with assumptions when facts are missing, and the internet does this a lot. They create theories, they connect dots that may not actually connect, and on top of that, they build a storyline for entertainment. Let's not act like we haven't seen storylines for entertainment. But another thing we need to remember is the algorithm rewards drama, not truth. It's more controversial because the more it spreads, the less people question it. And the less people question it, the faster misinformation becomes accepted. And let's not forget this part right here. The real impact versus the internet entertainment is parts true and parts assumption and part theory. The situation is being amplified beyond the facts that we currently have. And real people are giving real consequences to a lot of assumptions. And public opinion is forming before a lot of verification. And I, of all people, totally understand how we feel deep down about this. But everybody online is definitely acting like they're detectives. If any of y'all have done it, can I see your badges, please? Because if we're going to keep it honest, most people don't actually know what the hell. Half of y'all can't even afford to go to Zanzibar, child. What are we talking about? But let's be clear, a lot of these narratives are being built off clips of different influencers and people talking about things with the little information they do have. And people are getting judged in real time with incomplete information. So for me, the final balance, the tea of it all, it's messy and it's slightly entertainment because a lot of y'all become detectives. But the logic we need to understand is a lot of things are still unclear, unverified, and are heavily influenced by social media storytelling. So before y'all hone in on a verdict, make sure we have all the facts, all the receipts, and actual case to go off of. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. Baby girl, we gonna get y'all justice because this don't even sound right. Something had happened, and we know he had something to do with it. Now, we don't even have to do directly, but I know he had something to do with this girl. We gonna figure this out. Now, I'm a little internet detective, so I'm going back to minding my business after I was giving y'all logic. I'm gonna go back to my delusions. And that's y'all hot tea and cold logic betrays, where petty has met perspective, and it's on y'all to use y'all logic.
Relatives, are y'all ready? We have celebrity tea and transparency with Nadia up next. Hey, Nadia.
Hey y'all, what's going on, relatives? We got to get into some celebrity tea and transparency. So, Tina Campbell's husband of 27 years reportedly filed for divorce, talking about irreconcilable differences with past cheating scandals involving her family, friends, and former employees. That's crazy. And then her sister, Erica Campbell, revealing she and her husband are renewing their vows. Girl, are you serious? Your sister just came out and basically said that she's getting a divorce. And then you, after that, decided to tell the world that you celebrating.
Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for all of your submissions. Yes, I am celebrating 25 years. Me and my husband are getting married again. Our vow renewal celebration will be powerful. It is not just celebrating us, it's celebrating everybody who's been on this journey with us, our entire family, those that have prayed for us, covered us, walked with us through difficult times, all of that. And I want a dress that represents all of that. It's not just about me and him. It's a celebration of love. It's a celebration of what I believe God has done in and through us. And I'm super, super grateful. So thank you for all of your submissions. Child, y'all sending submissions to everybody. The deacon at the church, my high school music teacher. Y'all done reached out to everybody. You can leave your handle. You can DM me with your designs, your page, and all of that. I've gotten some beautiful, amazing, wonderful pages. And I got a tough decision. I have stylist Jay Bolin helping me and the Gugu Atkins helping me decipher and figure out who that person is. Thank y'all so much. I'm so excited. I think this is going to be a wonderful celebration of love and what God has done. So thank you. A few more submissions. I'm going to announce who it is really soon. Like really soon. So thank you so much. And yeah, happy submitting.
So at this point, it was giving death tone. So y'all supposed to be married, sister group together. Your sister basically said that, hey, I'm getting a divorce, and you just cheering for yours? That's crazy. How y'all feel?
Listen, let me tell you a couple things. First of all, in the words of Naughty, shout out to the celebration of marriage, okay? I want cucumbers and fresh grape tomatoes everywhere. Let's really talk about this. She cannot control when her anniversary is, and when she decides to renew her vows around the time of her anniversary. It's not her fault. Her sister's man said, I'm tired of cheating on you together.
Yeah, I'm just like, maybe she was trying to take the heat off of her sister. You know, let me bring something positive because what you got going on is just a hot mess. And I really don't want people talking about my sister like that. So let me put something else out there that they could talk about, which is the renewal of my marriage, girl, because we happy over here, sis. Oh,
That's beautiful, AB. That's beautiful. Yeah, no, I feel like, ma'am, if there was a picture in the dictionary of someone who doesn't give a flying flam flam, there would be her picture. Because she could have held on in that situation and just waited for the announcement or whatever. Like, I feel like if her and her sister really rock like that, she should have held on for a moment because this is a time that I'm sure is very sensitive for her sister, that she should be there for her emotionally.
Hold on. Nah. Minute, hold on.
no.
So you telling me she gotta be miserable because the next one is get the flippity
How is she
floppity flute
miserable?
flop out of
She's
here.
already happy.
No.
Girl,
Now
she
you
couldn't wait a week later.
like hold on, I gotta put my happiness on pause because you unhappy right now. It's crazy.
I have to suppress my happiness for your sadness.
So the shackles have to stay on my feet because you don't want to dance?
I'm trying to dance, girl.
Why she can't just praise him? That's what the song said. Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. Now she's telling her sister can't dance until after she done being unshackled from the man who want to be shackled to everybody and their mama. This is crazy.
Be down there wailing with her sister. She supposed to be
Allegedly.
there with her.
Well,
Wailing.
This ain't the wailing wall.
Her sister husband was wailing down with some other broads for a
I'm gonna
long
go mind
time,
my business.
allegedly.
See what I mean? See what I mean? Y'all are just proving my point. She should be there for her sister. I'm not saying that she has to.
She's been there for her sister. I used to watch that show.
I
She's
did too.
definitely been there for her sister. And I'm not going to hold you. I do not feel she has to pick a time frame to celebrate, okay? Because I'm adapting to the celebrate. What she can't do is celebrate good time. Come on.
Hey, that's a good reception song. Hey.
Girl, that is a good reception song. Play that at your reception, and then you can also play it at your divorce, man, because you can celebrate the good time that you gonna have now that he done moved on, girl, because you ain't got to cry about him cheating on you with everybody and their aunties, grandma, sister, cousin, baby mama, allegedly.
Right, because he's divorcing her, right? The nerve.
Hey, she said till death do us part. He said no, baby, till us part now.
And she was keeping God first in their marriage, and he just gonna leave.
He was keeping his penis first.
Remember that clip of Erica Campbell and Tina Campbell in the kitchen having a conversation about her?
That's when I said she's been there for her sister.
Right.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and let y'all hear.
Apply your faith to the situation. Then apply your faith.
Since then, I found out about more.
And I don't want to hold on to somebody who I cannot trust. You see, I have been trying since the very beginning. The situation gets a little worse, and then I try to forgive, and it gets a little worse, and I try to forgive. You gonna keep adding people? You gonna keep adding people? You gonna keep adding people? I thought we had a good life just like everybody else watching. I thought we was the ideal relationship just like everybody else. And I got to find out in front of the whole goddamn world that all of my life was a lie. And you want me to quote scriptures right now?
I don't want you to
want
quote
me to say
scriptures.
what I don't. You want me to say something that's all positive? I feel negative right now.
I know that.
I just want you to understand that.
I know that.
I never kissed another man. I never went out with another man. I never entertained the wrong conversation. I never cheated in my head. I never did anything. I was 190% committed to that man. And this is what you did every time I was gone. You stole my life away from me. I'm angry. Why you gotta do me like this? I was good to you, man. I was good to you. I was good to you. I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want him. He don't deserve me. I don't want him. I had hope when all of this started, when I let the whole world know about it. I thought we was healing because he had me thinking that we was healing. You can't keep telling me stuff a little bit. You wait 3 months, and then you tell me something else. Then you wait 2 weeks, and you tell me something else. You torturing me, man. You torturing me. Why you putting me through all of this? Break my heart once. You gonna break my heart every month? Come on, man. You taking all the strength that I got inside of me. Just give it all to me. Knock me all out at once. I got a knockout punch every week. That's too much for anybody, Erica. It's too much, Erica. It's too much.
I know.
It's too much.
I know. But
It's
we
too
know
much.
we know what to do. We know the steps to get better.
That right there is impossible.
So you said you never been through this, right? I have. Listen to me for a second. You ain't never been through it. I have. I'ma tell you how you get better. Even though you want to be negative, you make a conscious effort and a decision like you fighting a on the street and work toward positive. That's all you can do. That's the only choice you have.
Y'all want me to be safer than I am.
I don't.
I love Jesus. I want to be
don't.
like Jesus, but I'm not Jesus.
Tina, I know you're not Jesus, and I'm not expecting you to be.
Y'all gotta let me be broken. Let me get
So
it
you
out.
don't want me
If
to
I
tell
try to
you
know,
what-
I'm not
you don't want
saying
me to
that,
tell you
Erica.
nothing?
But y'all don't want nobody to feel what they feel.
That's
If I
not
bottle
what
it all
I'm
up, I'm gonna be
saying.
walking around with this same pain 3 years from now, 8 months from now, 6 months from now. Yes, I am. If I don't.
Miss Tina was going through it. She should have been let him go. To the left, like my good clean sis Fiancé.
Everything you own in the box to the left, because this sounds like this happened years ago, and you stuck around this long to allow him to divorce you now?
She should have left. Let me
Shit.
tell you, I was young when I heard it, and right then and there, I knew she should have left. People will do what you allow. When he started adding on to the add-on to the add-on to that, you got on national telling lies to your vision and told us that this man was a repeat cheater, that's when I would have said, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. And this is when I circle back to people want to keep up with their public perceptions and personas because they can't seem like they diddly daddly failed. And when does the accountability of saying, you know what? I didn't choose my peace and happiness over the likes, the views, and the public opinion. Where is the accountability?
Agreed.
I feel like when she was still going through what she was going through with him, she said she thought that everything was good like everybody else. So I don't think in her situation at that point, it was that she was just trying to, stay there for the public limelight. The emotion in there shows a woman who was being faithful to her husband, believed that everything was good. What happened happened, and she discovered, and maybe he convinced her that things could get better because this is coming from a woman who thought that everything was good, everything was
Wait,
fine.
no, just hold on, hold on. In that audio clip, she said every 3 months you add a little more. The 3 months after that, you add a little more. That means she's been staying while he's been adding on the more. That's where I'm coming from.
Well, then she said every week he's coming and telling her something. She getting gut punched in her throat. So, I mean, shit.
Is that another person that he's telling her or another problem that they're having? Because there's a difference between him every week, giving a new complaint and finding out there's something else that's wrong when she thought everything was fine.
She
Or are
said
we talking
every
about
time I
bodies?
left out of town, there was someone new.
He was telling her every time. So he would come back and say, "Okay, I got to tell you this. Okay, listen, I know I didn't tell you this part. You know what? I forgot about this one. Oh, by the way." That's what she said in that audio. Unless I heard wrong.
See, that's that situation that I be talking about when people be so in love with somebody and they are sitting there not realizing that you're the only one in love, boo. And the whole time you fighting for a marriage or a relationship because you think that that person loves you just as much as you love them, but really you just love the love you have for them.
Okay, y'all, listen to this. One Twitter user said, "This is a prime example to stop letting religion gaslight you into staying in what's hurting you. That man dragged her through the mud and she stayed for love and God. Do people ever ask themselves, we made vows? Did God say we're meant to be? Does he approve of this?"
See, that's the
God
thing
said
is
use
that
wisdom.
right, that is a fact. He does want you to use your wisdom. But a lot of people don't realize that when people say God doesn't make mistakes, people do, that also applies in that situation. You made the mistake by choosing to be with whoever it was that you wasn't supposed to be with anyway. That's a totally different thing. And then when it comes to the whole marriage situation and adultery, that is actually the only time that it's acceptable in the Bible, where you go ahead and exit stage left. Well, no, there's more that you can leave the marriage. So people don't read those parts in the Bible where it actually tells you that it's okay to leave the marriage, and instead they stay.
I see why Kelly Price said, "You should have told me I wasn't smiling up." I see why Kelly Price said that.
Well, I was going to add in too, is it more about the image than it is about your self-worth and really following the Bible and what God is really saying to you? Because at some point, I feel like God gave her the permission to go ahead and walk out. In that clip, you heard the hurt. You heard her say, I don't want it no more. I don't want him no more. Enough for her, okay? She was tired. She was fed up. And that was her right to leave at that time. Did she stick around for the image? Does love trump the image? Does love and image go hand in hand? What is this really about? Don't get me wrong. I love love, and I always say that. But what I'm not going to do is be a fool in love and let nobody walk all over me while I'm sitting up here acting like, oh, God said. No, God didn't tell me to be no fool.
You're right. A lot of people don't realize that there is a difference in the two. And this is why they say you shouldn't get into a marriage with someone who's unequally yoked, because the man is supposed to love you the way he loves the church. Man is supposed to take care of you. He's supposed to do all these things, but it's kind of hard to sit here and expect the man to treat you as the weaker vessel, love you like he loves the church, like he loved God and all this other good stuff. If the man is not even trying to go down that lane, or even if the man is saying he going down that lane, but you're not seeing any signs of it because you believing that maybe one day he'll actually start showing you them signs. Like Drea said, there comes a point when you have to hold accountability. You have to just realize that you the one who made the mistake, not God. And you're choosing to stay in that mess.
Yeah, because he was putting his drumstick everywhere.
Listen, with extra ranch, you hear me?
All right, y'all.
His little Willy Whacker was gardening everywhere.
I'm crying. Here's my second topic. Miss Cookie Lion, Taraji P. Henson is opening up about the difference in opportunities for men and women in Hollywood. Taraji reflected on the early days of her career and how people expected her to take off after baby boy's success. Taraji said this on the podcast.
And so I just remember everybody going, "Oh my God, you're gonna be big, you're gonna be big." And I was like, I don't know.
Feeling that right.
What happened? After Baby Boy, Tyrese booked 2 franchise films. Huge. Transformers and Fast and Furious. I still have not booked my franchise film. Been in the game almost 30 years. I'm not gonna cry about it. I mean, I know what it is now. You can't hurt my feelings anymore because now I know there's politics involved. So now I know, don't expect,
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about Miss Taraji saying, girl, she ain't get her franchise film?
She's not lying. I think she has accepted it for what it is and the reality of the space. She isn't in entertainment. Taraji P. Henson at some point is a household name, especially in the Black community. We all know who Taraji P. Henson is. I love what she said because it sounds like she confronted a hard truth that I think some women in Hollywood are not ready to face. Let's have that conversation. How many women in Hollywood have honestly had that conversation where they're saying, I may not land a franchise role because I am a Black woman in entertainment and Hollywood. From what I know of Taraji, she's not doing nothing strange for no change or a role.
But then if you think about it, it's a lot of Black actresses that spoke about the disparities in Hollywood. It's crazy, y'all, how they try to play Miss Monique about situations like this. And all of a sudden, Miss Monique was right. The disparities of her and her Netflix deal, she ended up settling with Netflix and ended up getting her comedy special. People laughed at her when she said the way that they treat Black women in Hollywood. Viola Davis spoke about it. Taraji P. Henson actually spoke about this years ago when she was talking about that role in Benjamin Button and how much she ended up going home with. So I'm so sad Black women have to work extra, or prey on getting that franchise or the big role they honestly deserve. Look at Angela Bassett, girl. Did you know Angela Bassett never officially won an Oscar? She won an honorary Oscar, but she never won an official Oscar for any of her actual roles in
What
Hollywood.
the hell is an honorary Oscar?
And that's just crazy.
Girl, she won an honorary Oscar, girl. I don't know. They starting to get them out. Like, it gives, girl, I feel bad for you. And I know you
Is
did
it
your big
given we
one.
looked you over and so this is the
Yes.
consolation?
Yes. I'm telling you, she got an honorary
Absolutely.
Oh,
Oscar.
hell nah. No,
Consolation
I
prize at its
can't have it.
finest.
No, I will Law and Order this whole entire case because I know who she married to. Y'all didn't catch that, huh? Some of y'all ain't fans like that. See, that's how I know to did. Yep, said no to did.
So yeah, Angela Bassett receives an honorary Academy Award July 9th, 2024. Recognize her for her performances in film and Lifetime contributor. She's the only second Black actress to receive an honorary Oscar.
That's crazy. They think it's good enough just to give our Black top actresses an honorary instead of just giving them what they are deserving of. These women, we don't come out to see anybody else but them. We're coming to support their films. And they're just getting honorary accolades. This is a mess.
Absolutely ridiculous. That woman is freaking amazing. How in the world is that all you giving her? What? I'm just not understanding this. I'm not.
But does this go back to them not giving in to what the norm is? I'm not doing those producers. They're not doing the directors. They standing on business and there to work and show their real talent. Not the talent elsewhere, but the talent on the screen. So salute to those women for having integrity and standing on business.
Yes, salute to
Right,
them.
salute to them.
Standing on business.
Standing on business. Khloe Kardashian slams Lamar Odom for saying he married her for fame. She participated in his documentary for free. She said that's some effed up stuff. I feel so dumb. I let go of the blow up sex doll he got of me. How violating. So here's a clip of what Khloe had to say.
Sitting on camera saying you married me for fame? What?
Like, not weak. It's all the conversation is very weak.
But I saw some TikTok was like, wait, am I such a fool because I thought they really loved each other, did it, and the person was like, did anyone else feel that way? And I was like,
No, I think that's what you say now after your wife has left you and it's been a decade later.
Yeah,
and
but
you
he
kind of
hasn't
have
said that-
mud on your face.
But he hasn't said that for years.
That was
he made
never the truth, KK.
What?
It was never true that he married you. He's saying that now.
No, but why is he saying it in his documentary?
He's saying it now because that's the only leg he has to stand on.
That's insane.
He can't get you back.
But you're
he
asking
just texts
me.
me.
Right, but you're
How
asking...
KK will be family forever.
Right, but you're
so I
asking
don't understand
me
how
to
that
be
makes
in your
sense.
documentary. And behind the scenes, your friends, you guys are all saying how you were with me just for fame. That's like some like, I feel so dumb. I spent hours in time doing this documentary as a favor. I'm not paid one penny.
Yeah.
I didn't do any, like, people are like, oh, I wonder how much she got paid. What?
Well, look,
Nothing.
it doesn't make him look good at all.
No, but I am also pissed that I'm even involved.
If that's his ego talking, and that in some way is supposed to make him look like he doesn't care about Chloe, it didn't work. It doesn't even make him look good.
Listen, I let go the blow up sex doll he got made of me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like the most
Embarrassing.
sociopathic
Disgusting.
thing. How violating, how gross. What is wrong with you?
Because he just does things for money.
Or for fame. Like
Yeah,
he tries
it's
to
like
do things
attention.
for attention. Gross.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't want to give this that much
One
attention.
deep breath.
But I am like the amount of messages I'm getting, everyone is like shocked. Like, how did the tune change so much? And I think it's changed just because he's seeing the response. And now he's like, oh, I'm going to attack her because
Yeah.
she's getting so much love. Someone told me I'm like the icon on the Netflix special. I'm like, you're mad at me about your portrayal, but that's what you gave them. It's crazy.
Saying you married me for fame?
Girl, how y'all feel about Khloe Kardashian? How she feel about her sex doll and him using her for money?
Girl, allegedly, Lil Miss Simpson should have known something was not right from the jump. Okay. I'm not gonna hold you. I tuned into a couple of the episodes, and for me, it always seemed a little forced on both ends. It didn't seem genuine, in my opinion. Then this is Dreas. It just didn't seem genuine. I just feel like their dynamic was not a thing that was gonna work, should have worked, or any of that. But again, opposites attract. But in this sense, I feel like this is what happens when y'all didn't allow her to get to know her father, OJ, allegedly.
Well, I'm like, listen, how many men have they used for celebrity status or for fame? Like, come on. There has been a plethora of men that have been through the Kardashian women, allegedly. So for her to feel all like she feels all in her feelings about, oh my God, like Drea said, when you watch that show with her and Lamar, it was like, what is this? How did y'all even end up together? What is happening? Wasn't that just done for fame? Allegedly, in my eyes, and this is AB, that was all just a setup too for her to have a storyline on the damn show. Like, get out of here with that. I don't feel sorry for it. Whether it's right or wrong on his part or right or wrong on her part, they both benefited from each other in some type of way, somehow, and we're talking about it now.
I never seen their show. What I've seen is the family side with her and her siblings, and I always felt she already was the outsider in the sibling realm. She was always the one who was the chunkier one. Even when she lost weight, her face was still chunky and people still had something to say. The siblings would be arguing about things and she'd be the one trying to break them up because it's always some craziness. But now that you're saying what you're saying about giving her her own thing, dang. You are so right. Because now it's like, well, okay, it's your time now to finally find you a man that we could use. That's crazy. I'm I'm just thinking that. That's sad. That's crazy.
I mean, who knows how Lamar felt? At that time, he was a crackhead. They was exploiting him. He had all his information on the TV screen. So
He
tomato,
was.
tomato.
Speaking of, did y'all know Lamar Odom was talking to Taraji P. Henson before Khloe Kardashian? Do you know Lamar Odom dumped Taraji P. Henson for Khloe Kardashian? Did y'all know that?
Is this allegedly or is this facts? Because what?
Well, I mean, Lamar Odom did have a conversation about, choosing Khloe Kardashian. See, look.
And while this was happening, this is actually when Lamar and Chloe are starting to have their issues. Lamar was having extramarital affairs. He was indulging in drugs, alcohol, and he was actually found in a brothel, unconscious, from a drug overdose. After Lamar's marriage ended, he had a realization and he made a confession.
Things ended with Taraji because me being an immature punk, I just wish I would have done things different.
See? He said it himself, girl. This ain't no allege.
That's
He told the
crazy.
truth.
No, that's crazy. How does this even happen? What kind of voodoo? What kind of witchery these these Persian women got going on over there? What is going on here? I'm confused. That's
Girl,
crazy.
girl, they always taking somebody's man, girl. This ain't nothing new, girl. Khloe Kardashian end up stealing somebody else's man from China, like China. They just stealing men, these black men from these black women. It's just crazy. And I wouldn't even say they stealing them. At the end of the day, it just seems like every time a black man be dating black women, they'll be cheating on their girlfriends or however you may have it and go with the Kardashians, and it does not end up well. I never seen a black man survive with them. No shade. But all right, y'all. I got my last hot celebrity topic. No shade. Doing our big ones. Shout outs to the ladies and shout outs to the relatives. Cardi B goes off on a rude ATL State Farm area employees saying that she would not be performing her final show. But listen, Cardi B wasn't having it with them. She went absolutely bonkers. And this is what she had to say.
Here on live, right here, because you and your fucking employees are being disrespectful. Why I'm not gonna perform today? Because go get your boss, like you said. Go get him. I'm not performing today. Let me tell you why. Because we got in here. Your employees are being fucking rude for no reason. Being rude for no reason. Pointing fingers for no reason. Touching people for no reason. And then they're telling me, oh, we gotta talk to this. Because I feel a certain type of way. Because you're being disrespectful. I did 35 shows. And I never had a problem. And we've been kind to everybody. So no. Now I'm leaving. No.
How y'all feel about Cardi and how she felt about them being rude to her?
She stood on business every time. Every time she gonna stand on business. That's what's gonna happen.
My
Pretty
baby,
and petty as fuck.
when she was performing, she said on the stage that the next time she's going to perform out there, it's going to be in the parking lot. You hear me? She said, I will not perform over here. It'll be in the parking lot. Okay?
Yeah, Cardi never played about her respect, and I'm not mad at her. I mean, sometimes you have to stand up and say, listen, you're not going to treat me like this. I am happy to hear, though, that she did go ahead and perform her final show, because all the reviews I've heard about her tour have been great. They have been top tier. The celebrities that were there, the celebrities that performed, I've seen clips, and it looked like it was a show for the books.
It was a show for the books. So Cardi B thanked her fans and crew after selling out 35 consecutive shows during her Little Miss Drama tour. So she definitely thanks everybody, and she has stated on live, and this is what she had to say on live.
It is. Hey y'all, it is your girl Cardi B, and I have to do this video right now while I'm drunk so I can tell you how I really, really feel and not overthink while I'm talking. So I just want to say thank you everybody who came out to the Little Miss Drama Tour and was a part of the Little Miss Drama Tour. I want to say thank you for my production team. I want to say thank you to my glam team. I want to say thank you to my wardrobe. I want to say thank you to my choreographers. I want to say thank you to my dancers. I want to say thank you to every venue. I want to say thank you to the catering. I want to say thank you to the security, to the bus drivers. I want to say thank you to everybody because this tour went really, really smooth, really, really smooth. And it went really smooth because we all did a great job. And I also want to say thank you for everybody that came out, from the celebrities. They just came and see me just to have a good time. And I want to say thank you to the celebrities that came out to perform with me. If y'all ever need a kidney, I'm going to find somebody to give it to y'all. I can't give it to you. You don't even want my kidneys, bitch. I'll find somebody to give it to y'all. And I want to say thank you to my friends. Thank you to my family for being there for me. Y'all ain't had to come and everything. Well, I mean, but y'all just made it even better. Like, cause I didn't feel super lonely on the road, and that's because my family and friends, they kept coming and supporting me. But most of all, of course, I want to say thank you to my fans. Thank you to Bardigan. Thank you for everybody that just came and made this moment so special for me. A lot of you guys, most of you guys, it's one thing that it's like y'all came out, but some of y'all, like, y'all drove for hours. Some of y'all took flights. Some of y'all put so much effort on y'all outfits that it's like, oh, y'all trying to outdo me. Hold on. Like, I got to step it up because y'all was going so crazy. Y'all could have came however y'all wanted to, but y'all was dressed to the nine. Y'all was dressed like schoolgirls. Y'all was dressed as drama. Some of y'all was dressed like y'all was going to the Met Gala. Like, it was like, oh, all right, okay then. And that takes time and that takes effort. And I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to some of the fans that told me their stories. Like a lot of y'all touched my heart, and a lot of videos of y'all doing reviews and like y'all just going and having a good time. It just touched my heart. Like, cause that we all go through some shit. Sometimes, bitch, I be sad as a motherfucker, and for 2 hours while I'm on that stage, I forget about everything. I'm the happiest girl in the world. And then I go home to bed crying, bitch. I go back home to bed crying and shit and stuff like that. But it's like, you guys, I'm so glad that like, I'm like, I don't know, like I mean something to y'all because y'all mean so much to me. Like, it's like, I didn't realize how much I needed this tour. Like, this was like a rebirth. This is like a renaissance to me. Like, it's like, bitch, like, I hope I never get used to this feeling because once you start getting used to something like this, it just, you don't appreciate it much. And I want to appreciate these moments, these tours that I keep doing like for the rest of my life. Like, I want to feel like, wow, look at these people. They out here looking for, like, they're here for me. And I just want to say thank you so much. I had to tell you this. Like, I had to tell you this. This is why I'm doing it while I'm drunk, because I had to tell you this. I'm going to post this on my main thing because I have to tell you that I love you so much. It's over. It's over.
Shout outs to Cardi B. And you know what, Atlanta? Make sure y'all don't disrespect my girl, because like she said, if we beefing forever. All right, y'all. This is Celebrity Tea and Transparency with Nadia. Shout outs to my girl. Shout outs to the relative. And shout outs with Relativity.
Welcome back, relatives. You just heard from Nadia with Celebrity Tea and Transparency. Thank y'all for staying tuned tonight. It is AB with the real spill. Relatives, we're talking about the soft life or silent suffering. Everybody online is chasing this soft life, but ain't nobody talking about what some people are going through to keep it. Now, let's paint a real picture. You've got a woman like Ashley Janae. She leveled up. She's traveling. She's outside. She's with a man who can provide. From the outside, it's goals. It's luxury. She made it. But behind that, she's adjusting her tone. She's second guessing her words. She's overlooking disrespect because the lifestyle is comfortable. Trips get further, the support system gets smaller. And now she's tied to someone who can change the whole vibe with one decision. So I gotta ask, is it really a soft life? Or are you just suffering in silence in a nicer location? Relatives, ladies, what's your thoughts?
I just think you threw a lot of hard truths out there. This soft life that a lot of women are attaining, some women are sacrificing themselves for it. And when I say sacrificing themselves, I think they're becoming more silent. They're having less opinions. They're not being as bold in their stance. They're digressing in who they are as women. And I'm not saying all, I'm just saying some. How many of them are, like you said, suffering in silence to have this grandiose soft life? Because like I said before, I don't think, and this is all alleged in my opinion, I don't think that this was the first time Ashley Janae has been in a situation with her fiance and it's been physical. I just think this time it went too far.
I agree with you. I think that it's like, hey, I'm living this quote unquote soft life because I'm keeping up the image for everybody to see what I'm doing, how I'm traveling, how I'm getting down and everything. But it's always a price to pay. Or you really going through something behind the scenes and you really trying to keep up the image for everybody, but you're really suffering. So people can perceive you living this grand old life. And it's like, girl, you really going through that type of abuse for that? To keep up some imagery?
Let me say this clearly. A soft life without peace is a setup. If you can't speak freely, that's not soft. If you're being controlled, but it's wrapped in provision, that's not soft. If you feel alone in a relationship that looks good online, that's not soft. Would y'all agree?
Most definitely. Well, they'd be too scared to walk away from, that situation because maybe they don't want to go back to the life that they was living before at the 9 to 5 when they now have all this going on. And I'm not making a joke. But you know how like the people would be making these videos where it would say, if your man paid you $100,000 a week or something like that, for him to beat your tail, would you let him? And then in the videos, you see these women who would come out and they would put makeup on their face, showing that they would let him do that. And it just shows how sad it is that this is something that some women would actually endure.
Yeah, because really, some of y'all don't have a soft life. You have a silent agreement to tolerate more. And luxury can hide dysfunction real well if you think about it.
A lot of people are choosing the dysfunction for the luxury, which is crazy to me. And then this is what I'm going to say, and please understand where I'm coming from. Sometimes it's those same women who then want you to have all this empathy and sympathy for their now story that they're coming out with. It's like, well, hold on, girl. Like, no, this shouldn't have happened to you. But how long did you allow this to happen to you because you wanted the bags and all this other stuff? Because that's when I start looking at, like, hold on, girl, I feel for you, but how far am I supposed to feel for you? Because how far did you feel for you?
Now, would you stay in a relationship where you're financially secure but emotionally unfulfilled? This question is for the relatives and for my ladies.
I would say no. Like, look at all the people that we know that had money, right? Like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Prince, Robin Williams. You can have all the money in the world, but mental health is real. And when you don't have that mental health to manage everything, it becomes pointless. So it's kind of like even when you're in a relationship, all of that money, you know, it's like, again, what Jennifer Lopez say, my love don't cost a thing, girl.
But
Okay.
J-Lo
Right.
also said enough.
Okay.
I think a lot of women need to understand that your peace and your sanity
Mm.
is not worth a bag, a house, or whatever it is that's keeping you there. But what I can say is that over time, money can't heal certain parts of you that will be permanently damaged. And some women say, I'll just cry in a Bentley. I guess other women are just saying, I'll cry with my therapist and Xanax and Prozac and all this other shit that I'm going to need to get through it. I'm not going to hold you when you get to a certain level of life. You start seeing why moms are at all the kids' soccer games with their Stanley cups, not full of water or water, with fruit in it. No, that's pure wine and vodka.
Yeah, I'm team peace over payments. If I don't have peace, respect, and freedom to be myself, I don't
POP,
care
hold it
what you
down.
provide. I'm out on some real stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely never gonna let my pockets be the reason that I stay in a relationship. I cannot allow that to happen because my I've stepped away from people who were in, what I'm saying, the limelight, who have money and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying. I chose myself over being with them, and I see them, being successful, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I left because I know what's really happening behind the scenes.
AB, you
And,
eat these one-liners up, girl.
I think what we also see in real time, even in TV shows, women sacrificing their peace for the payments. I'm not gonna hold you. One that stands out to me, and y'all remember this on, was it Love and Hip Hop? Was the lady who was with Fabulous?
Um, yes,
I forget her name. Was it Emily?
Emily.
We watched Emily sacrifice her peace to be loved by this man how many times? We watched Emily go get an apartment and say, oh my gosh, I'm standing on my 2 feet doing my big ones, and said, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and give this piece and my space up to go back. And at that moment is when it's like, damn, I feel for you, Emily girl. But damn, Emily girl, that's what this is giving.
I mean, that soft life can turn real quiet real fast. Turn your TV off, okay? Because sometimes it's not about that soft life. It's also another sacrifice that you have to give in order to receive that soft life.
I mean, how many women are putting up with, yeah, I go home to my 10-bedroom mansion, my $400,000 cars, my $15,000 dogs. But what I do know is my husband won't be there because he's out with the next. And what does it mean? What do we hear often? But he comes home to me. Girl, what?
Girl, huh?
To what? Who? To
Now, I want to open this up a little bit. Do y'all think if the lifestyle disappeared, the relationship would survive?
Girl, no, girl. We all seen that scene on Diary of a Mad Black Woman where the wife was saying, oh, you thought she was here? And she cleaned out all your bank accounts. She did this and she did that. Like, you can
Christina,
be, huh?
Christina's not here. That's who you're talking about.
Oh, right.
Christina.
feed him,
Christina's not
clothe
here.
him.
Yep.
Right. She not here, girl. We seen it time after time. When some of these men run out of money, these girls get up out of here. If you cannot provide my lavish lifestyle, Bookie, I'm not gonna be here for you, boo. I'm gonna move on to the next Bookie. Thank you so much.
Then it's very rare that when the money leaves, a lot of these women stay. I will say that it's got to be some true love for some of these women to stay. Because, girl, if some of the stuff I see some women go through, I'll be like, I don't know how much this is costing you, girl, but I hope it's worth it to you because ain't no flim flamming way. Ain't no damn way. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't look good in damn orange. I got good gosh damn aim. And if you really want to mess around and fight, anyways, let me just calm down. I just got a little triggered. I think this triggered me because I know quite a few women who are literally standing in the paint for social status.
Let's be honest. How much does money influence your tolerance in a relationship?
Oh no, I don't give a damn how much you got. I know how to move around. I'm sorry. I've worked too hard to perfect my piece and it's just not worth the payment.
If you're just tuning in, this is The Real Spill with your girl AB. And I'm asking, soft life or silent suffering? And right now, again, I'm team peace, okay? I'm coming in strong because I'm out. I am not backing down from my team peace over team
Look,
payment.
AB doesn't even want you around her in your healing stages. That should let you know right there. I don't give a ding dang darn how much your payment is, sir. I don't even want you in your healing stages. You go away.
Well, you know what? I think a real soft life is about who you're attached to. It's about how free you are while you're there. Because if you have to shrink, stay silent, or sacrifice your peace to maintain it, that's just not a soft life for me. That's a well-decorated struggle.
Now listen, AB. I think a lot of people miss the fact that the soft life is actually peaceful. It's loving, it's understanding. I think people have decorated this soft life as materialistic, and people aren't truly understanding what soft life is. That you can rest in your femininity, but resting in your femininity doesn't mean you need $20,000 bags and $3,000 shoes because a lot of times that soft life comes with, this is my peace. He makes sure our home is at peace. I remember Lauren London saying something. She's like, no, he makes sure our home is at peace first. That's a soft life, in my opinion. Because a lot of y'all live in a very hostile, soft life. It ain't peaceful.
Well, y'all, this is The Real Spill. where the truth doesn't need a filter, just the courage to say it. It's your girl, AB, and join us next week for Voices with Relativity. Welcome back to Voices with Relativity. Tonight, we didn't just talk, we felt something. From relative roll call, love, lies, or lethal, because what starts as love shouldn't end in headlines. Drea's Hot Tea Cold Logic reminded us the David murder arrest to the conversations around interracial dating to the still heavy, still unanswered questions around Ashley Janae in Zanzibar. One thing is clear, everybody's got an opinion. But not everybody is telling the truth about what really goes on behind closed doors. Ben Nadi kept it unfiltered. From Tina's divorce and Erica's vow renewal, timing or tone deaf, to Taraji P. Henson reminding us longevity doesn't always equal opportunity. Chloe and Lamar, love or leverage. And Cardi B turning her sold out moments into priceless thank you. Because whether you like her or not, she's moving the culture. And then the real spill with AB, soft life or silent suffering. Because let's be honest, some people are living in luxury, but negotiating their peace in private. Smiling in public, but shrinking in real life. So I'll leave you with this. Would you stay if your lifestyle is secure, but your soul isn't? That's not just a question, that's a decision a lot of people are quietly making every single day. You already know. This is Voices with Relativity, where the conversation is raw, the truth is louder, and the relatives always have a voice.
Make sure y'all tap in, stay tuned in, and make sure y'all follow everything BWR.
This podcast is where wisdom meets real talk and where grown conversations actually mean something.
Make sure you guys follow everything BWR and stay tuned.
Welcome to VWR.
Welcome to the podcast.